Hello, everyone, and welcome to UK Valorant. Welcome to the UK University Tent-Mans on Valorant. I am Raptrus. I'm joined by Fluffs for this evening's broadcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing good so far. Excited to see some good games.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's still a very, very new game for everyone. So all the meta is still trying to be worked out at the moment. There's no established sort of way to play this game at the moment, which is going to be one of those interesting things because everyone is just experimenting at the moment, and it's going to take some time before we actually see the standard of how to play. But right now, it must be a pretty exciting time figuring out everything that you can do.
Yeah, anything can work and anything can not work at any time. It really is just like the Wild West out there. Nothing makes sense, and if you get killed by a random angle, you can't blame the game. You just have to blame the people you're playing against.
Yeah, absolutely. It's every as I said, everyone is still learning. And if you're wondering what's on the schedule here this evening, we have full University 10-man. So first up, we'll actually have University of East Anglia up against Salford. That one's going to be played on Split, and then a little bit later on, we'll actually have Exeter versus Hull. So the teams, from these universities already starting to group up and play together for any potential university leagues in the future as well. And I think it's important to get a head start here in the beta so that you're in the best position possible when it comes to those tournaments that will inevitably happen.
Yeah, of course, teams have not really been have got a lot of time to be put together. So it's amazing that we can even get 5 people from all the same uni, especially with not everyone having a beta key, but everyone should have them by now. And if not, keep watching. Drops enabled are on the stream.
Yeah, absolutely. We can officially say that since Riot has
Of course.
extended the drops to every single Valorant stream, so we don't have to be summit or on screen or anything like that to be able to have these drops enabled. So there we go. If you still haven't got a key yet, well, you've been very, very unlucky because I got mine just by putting a stream on overnight and just waking up in the morning, just seeing the notification, and I'm like, hey, I'm in. I'm not sure if how it happened for you.
Yeah, I took a long time, but it seems like the players are ready, and we are in the pick phase of who is going to pick what character. What do you expect to see come out here?
Well, of course, the information agents first and foremost are going to be pretty important, considering this game does play quite a bit like CS. So, and information is important in Counter Strike. Information will be important, and if not more important, in Valorant, due to the ease that you're actually able to get that information, like with a well-placed recon dart from Sova. You got Cypher there with his cameras as well. So I think you got to at least have one of those agents on your team if you're going to find any form of success. Otherwise, you're just running into things blind.
Obviously, and I've seen a lot of people talking about Jet being underrated. Personally, she is my favorite character to play. Her explosive play style and the all or nothing plays really suit my play style. But what do you play? What is your play style?
But people seem to really, really rag on Omen, like putting him at the bottom of the tier lists. But I've had pretty decent success with him. I don't know if that's because he's you can pub stomp with him probably a bit easier with his teleport shenanigans. But in structured play, he doesn't seem to be as favored. The other hero that I kind of main at the moment to pull out a league term or an Overwatch term, I really, really like Sage at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
She's pretty useful in terms of like holding down the site because she can just delay for so long and get those rotations in when you need them.
Yeah, and it looks like we are in the game. Interestingly, 2 Jets are being brought out, so they might be the people to watch. Now, they have a Sage on either side, which is obviously going to happen. And on the defense and attack side, sorry, both sides do have that Brimstone. Smoke seemed really important in this game, and a lot of teams are favoring them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also noticing, just to bring it back to a topic that we discussed just moments ago, the attacking side does not actually have any of those information agents that I was talking about. They don't have a Sova, they don't have a Cypher. So that could potentially be a detriment. But then again, there are other ways to win games like these. So I wouldn't say they're down and out yet. It's way too early. They could just run out there, frag out, hit heads. And that's one approach that you could take. But right now, we got Salford on the attacking side to start. So you got UEA on the defensive side, I believe, unless that might have changed last minute. Who knows at this point? But just the early little bits of aggression coming through at the moment. And, well, Split kind of plays the most like a regular CS map of all the 3 maps so far. You have a mid, you have the 2 bomb sites. If you secure mid, you have those alternate routes into both bomb sites as well. So it kind of plays like Mirage in that respect with Connector and, of course, Short B as well. But it looks like the attacking side have been able to secure mid here, which gives them a lot of options here. The Brimstone's pushed all the way through B on the defensive side on this pistol round, and the attackers might not expect that as they look to plant that spike.
Yeah, he could be looking for a plant deny here, but he does peek around the corner and get shot by the Phoenix of Phil, and Omen would have probably got him at the end, so it looks like we're in a 2v4 situation, and the Jet might be AFK, which is not always the best sign. Cypher does come in from the heaven, but gets shot from the side of the head by the Sage of Sword. And it looks like we're having a few technical difficulties here, unfortunately, but the game is new, these things are expected, but
yeah, absolutely.
Can't really blame anyone.
So yeah, they will eventually find the Jet inside a spawn, and they don't even go for the knife. The Phoenix was poised to try and stab him in the back, but the Jet, unfortunately for the Phoenix, just domes him in the head before he even gets the chance. So
yeah, a little bit of honor. Doesn't get that extra money, but unfortunately, the Jet does look like she's back now though, and yeah, heading towards B. What setup do you expect from the defense side coming out here?
Well, if the map is anything to go by at the moment, just the 2 towards B, heavy favored setup here on what is just a little bit of a save buy here for the defensive side of East Anglia. It's kind of typical to what you see in CS. So second round, not going to buy too much. So that's the situation. Meanwhile, Salford on the attack again, trying to focus on that mid control. They're just going to chill out inside of the smoke at the moment. So you can see that the defenders actually have brought up a couple of abilities here to try and seal off portions of this map. The Phoenix gets aggressive, and Dargo just takes him down. Can't find the other frag, though, as OT Cookie finds some success with the pistol. So East Anglia, even though they have the lower buy here, finding these early picks due to some over-aggression from the Salford side.
Yeah, and it was interesting that the Jet at the beginning of the round pushed through that long B area and got a kill early on into the round that I think we both must have missed. Not quite sure how that happened, but the pistols seem to really have come out on top this time. Bit of a mistake by the attacking side.
Yeah, so a bit of a misplay indeed. We'll see what the buy is like for both sides. Looks like the attackers of Salford might just be on the save buy here. They're not looking to try to invest and not trying to force buy back into things. So they'll have to take the low buy in this instance. You're seeing a good couple of rifles come out for the defenders now. So they've got a pretty healthy amount of equipment to be able to use in this round. But as we saw in that previous, the pistols can do some sweet work.
Yeah, anything can happen. It just looks like there's a couple of ghosts coming out, so they'll definitely have enough money for everything they would want next round, but just see how many abilities they invest into this round. You see 4 players towards the A long area, whilst the Jet is lurking around in mid, possibly trying to catch some rotations, which he might do in a second here. The enemy Jet is not careful, but unfortunately F22 does take down Raiho, and it looks like the rest of the team are just crumbling beneath them.
Yeah, the Sova of Ali Fiak on 3 frags already. It just leaves the Omen of Punda left alive. He does have a Sheriff, though, so this kind of works like the old 1.6 Eagle. Yeah, it's super accurate, and if you're not too careful, if you give this Omen 1v1s, it potentially might spell trouble. But Ali Fiak with the 4K in this round with the Sova. Easy job. Not falling foul to the pistols.
Unfortunately, not so impressive as it was just against the pistols, but they did manage to take 1 player away from the defense side. So, not all bad, but we'll see what the buy is like going into this round. They should have everything they could possibly want, and it looks like they're coming up on two ults of Phoenix and Jet here, so they will actually get their ults before the defense side. So let's see if that can play to their advantage.
Yeah, it could be the thing that they need to try and get the momentum here in the early stages. That's very much going with UEA at the moment. Look at this push coming through, though, from OT Cookie. Takes down Phil. The Phoenix on the offensive side is gone, and Argon with a long-range spray takes out the Omen of Hunder as well. So it looks like UEA really grabbing this game by the horns at the moment. Yes, they had that little blip earlier on, but it's seeming like they are hitting their stride at the moment as Salford have to try and work out what's going to go on in this 3 versus 5. They've stacked up 2 players towards mid here, but they're kind of, well, trapped behind the Brimstone smoke at the moment. Maximus on that Cypher, just backing away for now. He doesn't have any camera set up, at least as far as I can see, unless that needs to be worked into the spectator client. But yeah, this is not the greatest of starts here for Salford as they try to find their way back into this game.
Yeah, there was a lot of mid pressure at the beginning of the round, especially by the defense Brimstone, who had just invested quite a lot as the Jet rushes onto site, and I think he's just got a timing on the Dargon there, who will probably go down in a second, which he does.
At least there's a bomb plant here for Salford, but Dargon working his way in finds the head of the stage and he's looking for any aggressive peaks in this post plant from the Jet, which is in a 1 versus 4 situation. Can't quite land the spray onto the Sage as OT Cookie swings him. So that will be the defuse coming in from East Anglia, and a quick 3-1 to their name. Not taking too many casualties, so they're able to keep that defensive economy in a pretty healthy state.
Yeah, not much the Jet could do there. Was just kind of backed into a corner, and he'd already used his dash to get into that position in the first place. So he kind of shot himself in the foot. But interestingly, the defense have got 2 big ults online. They've got the res, which everyone knows how important it is. It is most likely the best ultimate in the game, and don't count out the Sova ult either, because that drone, if that attaches you, if that hits you and shows your position through the wall, that could be really devastating.
Yep, it could be. Look at that early information towards A, though. An early peek from UEA has actually resulted in a little bit of information going their way, because they sent the Sova arrow, the recon bolt in, and it didn't result in finding anyone. So now you can see the readjustment on the mini-map. They've sent both of those A players towards mid as they try to get these rotations in towards B, but Salford, where are they going to commit? They haven't been able to find any frags so far in this particular round. Dargon trying to hold things on. There's the push coming through from Sword. Oh, but there we go. 2 frags with the Sheriffs. Oh, the Omen pushing through straight into the welcoming hands of Maxi on the defensive side. And now it's just a 2 versus 1. The plant will try to come through here, but look at this. UEA quickly closing in. Nelly pops his head up, and Alifac plays whack-a-mole.
Yeah. It was good for him to get the plant down there. He kind of capitalized on a bit of chaos that was coming out towards the mid area, and he just snuck in through the tunnels area and got the plant down, which his team will be very appreciative of, as they do get extra money for that plant going down. So let's have a little look going into the buy next round. They should be perfectly fine. They'll get whatever they want. Yeah. Maybe short on an op. If someone wants to go for an op and no armor, that could be a possibility. But it being the attack side, it's probably unlikely that will happen.
Yeah, the important thing in that last round is that they found some success. They found a couple of frags with the pistols. They actually got the spike plant as well. So it means that they don't really have that many economy worries in the short term, as they'll now try to, 5-man commit towards mid at the moment, as they'll try to break their way in. But the smoke's down. Whoa! Wow, Dargon just dies through the smoke. Jesus.
And then he dashes through the smoke, but then he comes back out and he gets the better of Maximus.
Joke's over. You're dead.
We hear the Phoenix ult being popped. See if he can do anything. It looks like he doesn't have enough time to kill the Sova, but he does get the information on him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Salford looking like they're going to try to commit towards AOT Cookie, trying to hold down strong. He's got his teammate in support as well. There for the trade, jumping down. Alifac catches Phil. And there we go. Things swing once again. This time in the favor of the defensive side. It's Honda on this Omen. Well, he's got all of his abilities to use. He even has his ults to try and clutch out this 1v2. Full teleport. He has his paranoia as well. So a lot of utility to work with all this Omen, but there's the information, the the drone from the Sova just spots
That's
him
what
out.
I was
And
talking about. Unfortunately, he misses. But Alpha's done amazingly well this round, especially being on low HP. He was just a madman rushing down into the ropes area and getting that frag on the unsuspecting player. Really did play into their hands, but without the Sage being up for the attacking side to bring it back into a 2v2, there's not really much
yeah,
I think the Omen can do this round.
saving.
He's got his ult, but he'll just have to save. Spike is way too far away, and the clock has only got 3 seconds left. So easy round for the defenders, but it wasn't so far. It wasn't easy for them. It was a close round, given everything that happened.
It's still a slight positive sign there from Salford. That gun round was a lot more competitive than the other gun rounds previous, and they actually still have decent enough money to buy up into this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Of course, there's a slight bug in the spectators client right now, is that we can't actually see them buying the rifles, but they are buying them. It seems at least you can see the saved rifle from Punta coming into this round, but he's yet to get a frag on that Omen. And when you consider the Omen is well, one of those agents that can really get themselves into really interesting spots sometimes and able to gain the leverage in terms of the positioning over the other team. When you have an Omen that's 0 frags at the moment, that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, OT Kook with that little cheeky boost over the corner to get those frags, but Sword comes right back and evens this up into a 3v3 situation. Now the spike is over towards long, and the recon drone would have spotted that out, so they might want to consider rotating some players towards A, which they do.
They've lost the spike here. There's the Omen ult though behind them, so that might put question marks in the minds of UEA in this 1v3, but not in the mind of Cookie, as he just finds him instantly. So that Omen will just remain on 0 frags in this game so far. Here comes the firefights though. Alifak winning his against the enemy Sage, but now Jet on the attacking side of Salford in this 1v2 here. That Sova is very, very low, so maybe easy pickings as the accuracy's not quite there. So now it's Sova versus Jet in the 1v1. There's the swing from Ryo. It's a 4K in the round for him to be able to clutch his second round for the team. If it requires that amount of effort to win a round from Salford, then Jesus, this probably isn't going to look great.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreline does suggest a little bit of a one-sided match here, but let's hope that the attacking side can get the ball rolling here, and Ryo coming out with those great individual plays really just helped them in that round. But unfortunately, if you look at the ultimates, there's only got 1 for the attacking side, whereas the defense have 4 online, including that all-decisive res.
Yeah, so everything is well, most things are available. It's just the Sova ult that is not at the moment. There's the early pick again in from Dargon. I believe that is his smoke in the front of mid as well, I believe, and he's just peeking over it to just try and find an angle, and he's getting rewarded for it almost every single round at the moment. So down a man early. Here comes Cookie though, pushing through 2 frags. There's the A flank. There we go. Cookie finds another as F22. Not sure what he was doing with that flank there, but
yeah, he couldn't get the gun back up in time. But Nelly does come back with a frag to try and secure the 1v4. He doesn't have much of a chance here. He does have the bomb on hand, but the Sage is going to be coming from behind him, and his position is surely going to be known soon, and that it does. OT Kook with 3 kills in the round, and Punda going down at the very beginning of the game. He is not having such a great game so far. Still on 0 flags, but I believe in the boy. I reckon he can come back with the
As someone who plays both Sage and Omen, which are top of the team and bottom of the team at the moment, this is really causing me to question myself. But at the moment, the Omen not doing too well. The Sage doing exemplary on the side of UEA. 15-4, which is a pretty massive scoreline at this stage. But Salford looks like they're going to be, well, all 5 players towards A at the moment. There's the recon that spots all of them pretty much. So that's a huge amount of information gained for UEA. And look at that. The B push is already coming through.
And it's not a good buy for the attacking side, so they probably just wanted to stick together. Cheeky boost up here to see if they can spot anything over the wall with the Jet, but don't think the Pistols are really going to be able to close out this round, especially with the setup by Sage playing close. Oh, and a crate shot from Alfie through the wall headshot.
It seems like Salford can't catch a break at the moment. Yes, this is a pistol round, so they're not really expecting to win this one. Another recon bolt in will show that they're still there. So F22 might have a shooting gallery here on the ropes, and just the one. So at least there's one. Oh, the Brimstone ult is just disheartening if you're Salford. And again, this Omen, he's still yet to flag, I think. But
in the 1v4, doesn't have a kill to his name yet, but he could make a name for himself here. The recon drone is coming in, and he has been spotted, so presumably all 4 members are going to be swarming in a position to try and overwhelm him, and that they do. Anti-Cookie gets one in the round, and we'll have to see what the attackers decide to do this round, because last round was an eco, of course. Not expected to win it, but we'll see what they can do here.
Yeah, it's, it's starting to get into a little bit of desperation territory on this attacking side. UEA have had the fruits of their labor at the moment. Just with these well-timed flanks, these pushes, the mid-hold from the Brimstone especially has been incredibly pivotal. And a lot of the players from Salford, perhaps you could say, not turning up at the moment. The recon dart through towards A will do no one there. F22.
It's been 9 rounds, and I think F22's pushed through that B tunnel area maybe 5 times, but he does get taken down as he does get a little bit too greedy and stays on there. But the Jet and the Phoenix towards B are looking to retreat, but it seems like A is already being covered, and they know they have to still be over here.
Yeah, Spike's been recovered from Salford, so every little helps, as some famous supermarket says. But you're hoping for a little bit more at the moment, as they're paranoid about the flanks as well. The vast majority of the map control going the way of UEA. The Phoenix flash out, but it's a flash into the wall, so Phil's not, well, yeah, that was caught on stream, so he'll be disappointed about that.
Yeah, I mean, the wall's not going to mind if it gets flashed, but it seems like the attacking side are just trying to go for some exits here. There's not much they can do with 35 seconds left in a round. Now, they do have to be worried of this Brimstone on the right. Should be an easy frag for Dargon, and he does get both of them. Easy pickings for him, but I don't know how Salford are going to get back in this match, to be honest.
Yeah, dare I say I might have been right with no agents that can get information on the attacking side?
Yeah,
dare I say?
interestingly. Yeah, maybe. Arguably, the intelligence characters are more valued on the defense side, so that might be what's helping the defense. But definitely with the more offensive players on the attacking side, you would expect a little bit more to come out from University of Salford.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, it is a very, very aggressive lineup. F22.
Oh, and he's done it again.
Yeah, is that the B push? It is the B push again, and he's
even once again.
Yeah, he's even ulted up with the Blade Storm, pushing through.
Oh, with the right click, and again he gets 3 in the round. All headshots, 2 of them with the ult. Now the rest does come in from Sword, and he is going to wall up, see if he can do anything here, but the Cypher ult does come in, and both of their positions will be known.
Yeah, Salford again down to 2 players, stacked up towards this, well, B connector inside of mid. Still trying to learn the position names, right? With the jump spot over. Oh, that one of these will hit at some point. Apparently not.
I did not have the same luck with the ult, but yeah, pretty dominant round considering how much was invested. And I think if they don't sort out that Jet push through B now, it's too late. Well, it is the last round anyway, so there's not much they can do about it, but they have to be expecting it.
Yeah, I have to wonder if they're going to counter it. At least, I mean, this is the last round of the half, so if there's going to be a round where they want to counter it, it's probably now. It's as they stacked up 4 players towards me now.
4 players towards there, and Jet does look like she's pushing in again.
If Jet pushes this and finds like 2 or 3 frags, this game's done. That's all I'm gonna say. Here we go. We're gonna see what happens. F22 swinging.
There we go. Finally.
Well,
The Vandal will be recovered, and the smokes are coming in onto the site, but we'll see if they push through it. And they certainly do. Dogon tries to spray through the smoke, but he gets a headshot onto the player he wasn't originally aiming at. A nice flick coming out, and now Maxi on the heaven area. Spike has been planted. He's just looking for some heads to click away as the rotate from the stage comes in from the T spawn area. Now Alfie gets a nice headshot as he jumps up onto the box with the AWP, and it puts it into a 1v3 situation here.
Yeah, the Omen of Ponda trying to clutch things out. He won't. He does get killed though, so I guess
he's in it. This is where the tides turn. This is the beginning of the end for East Anglia. I'm calling it now.
He's just warming up, boys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It took him 12 rounds to get into the game, but we will get those sides swapped over, and well, we'll have to see what UEA can do on the offensive, because their defensive side was not ideal by any means. So looking for some success here once they're on the attack, and well, second pistol round about to get itself underway. We're about 20 seconds away from doing so here at the moment, but yeah, this is, probably Salford's best chance to try and turn this game around, considering, well,
yeah, they definitely need the pistol here if they want any chance of coming back in this game. They need to get the economy rolling, and they just don't have the rounds to warrant a save by. Now, I think East Anglia are just going to brute force their way through these rounds, because they only need 3, and they've got 10 chances to get it, and they do just push onto the A site, and it's a bit of a disaster for the defense side here as to go on early into the attack.
Yeah,
defense do find one back though.
There might be fight in the back lines between the Cypher and the Ryo jumping off. Able to tag down the Cypher enough to make this possible for the defensive side. Ponda's found one and immediately goes down. There's the trade from Dargon. There's the trade of the trade from Sword to seal out the round for the defensive side. As well, Salford, you said it. It's the pistol round win for them, so that's a good sign that they'll be able to make the comeback happen. But I won't put money on it just yet.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there from the attacking side. I think they just got too greedy and pushed in a little bit too much, but their spike did go down, which will help them in this next round, which they'll probably eco, but I'm not really happy with the communication there. The spike got planted really late as well, which just gave the defenders more time to be patient and wait for a rotate to come in.
Keep it up.
Yeah, the attacking side then, UEA. Stacked, primarily B-sided stack at the moment. There's an early peeking towards A as well to try and gain information. Sword sprays one down. Bulldog out. F22 with the trade with the Sheriff. The Cypher camera also might have spotted that Sage jumping across. Not sure how high that camera is to be able to see over the wall.
Yeah, a little bit of damage coming onto the attack side, but F22 just having a great game so far. Just keeps on pushing, getting those headshots. He's looking like the MVP at the moment, but we'll see if Salford have anything, or East Anglia. Yeah, Salford have anything to deal with it.
Looks like Salford going to readjust towards the A-bomb side, but there we go. There's the kill. Oh, excuse me, UEA readjusting.
Yeah, he can get the frag with the classic pistol, but Phil is coming in from behind. Looks like the plant will go down, which is some nice consolation. Which is a nice consolation prize, but he is in a 1v3 with not much chance. And Punda gets his second frag of the game, I believe, and he's going to get the plant. Gets his third frag. There he is. He just took 12 rounds to roll up. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's starting to happen for Salford in this one. As I wish Riot Games would allow us to be able to put the team names in game to stop the confusion that I had. That's for certain.
Yes.
So, as we only have the team names on the actual output stream for Twitch and not in the observer view that we have at the moment.
Yeah, shout out to the observers and the production team for doing such a great job with that. And let's get back into this round. A heavy A presence by the attacking side here with the bomb. They should just have a full buy here, and they should just brute force their way on. But it looks like they're going to go slowly. Maybe playing for a little bit of information or just waiting out this Brimstone Sandstorm.
they might have known that Phoenix likes to peek early through short A. So they're just waiting out behind the Brimstone smoke as Nelly gets killed
gets the
through.
frag.
Yeah,
The defense side were really static there, but they are coming in quick with the rotates, which could lead them to be fast enough onto the site. But Sword's going to push through the smoke into the heaven area, and he is getting spotted and doesn't get a frag. And F22 on his second in the round. Alfie picks up another frag towards the CT area and feels caught in the cage, and he's going to get stunned, and there's nothing he can do against Maxi. Raiho does get one back with the Bulldog, but in the 1v5, I'm not sure he's going to have much chance in this round, especially without the ult. If he can pull out anything, it would have to be with his ult here.
I mean,
he has to go up, but I don't think the attacker side are going to peek them here. He does peek him, but he's taken down to low HP, and he will be taken down by Dargon. Great round from the attacking side there, and they just capitalized off the slow rotate from B. They were so split through that map. It was just like you could draw a line in between all the 5 players.
Yeah. So there we go. It's UEA finding their first attacking rounds. They don't need to find that many, all things considered. Just 2 more, and they'll be able to take this game, this best of 1, of course. But right now, with them on their attacking side, it looks like it's going to be primarily A approach early once again. That same brimstone smoke comes down from the defending side. That allows the Phoenix to push, actually. Instead of staying inside the top of the ramp, he's just going to flash through and just try and spook. Here comes the Jet, though, trying to kill him with the daggers. And, well, OT Cookie's there to be able to put the Phoenix down. And, oh, Nelly with the brimstone just can't hold on to that A-bomb site.
Indeed. A charge comes through, and just trying to find the taps with that Phantom. I think he does hit one, but the Sword can heal himself back up. Now, what have they got this round? They did have 2 Guardians and 2 Marshals coming into the round, looking for the quick scopes towards the heaven area. Right,
angle.
Get a frag back, and he gets another one through the wall, and he puts it into a 1-on-3 situation.
I love that from the Sage. There we go.
The spike's defused already.
Yeah, but I just want to say, though, that's so smart from the Sage there. Not enough Sage players actually use their wall to try and get angles like that. Yes, you don't have any movement abilities like teleport or jet jump up on top of there, but if you just place it at your feet with the sort of edge of the wall behind an angle and you can get up that way, it can really, really surprise your opponents because they're expecting
I believe that it was actually the attacking side Sage that walled that area off, and
did he like
and Raiho updrafted over it, so he kind of misplayed there, and it didn't work to his favor.
Yeah, there we go. Readjustment though from UEA in this round. Instead of the incessant A offensives that they've been trying to pull off over the last couple, instead they'll readjust towards B. There's the Omen here, the Jet in support from window, Brimstone Smoke Rise just going to jump through that to try and post up at a different one. You can see that's
called the rotate towards B, and they got 2 players on it now, but it looks like OT Cook gets a frag through the smoke, and they are just going to push off of this. The Brimstone ult comes in through to the heaven area, and you have to decide what the offensive team what the defensive team are going to do here. Do they warrant going for the retake, or do they save their weapons?
Well, if they don't go for the retake, it's match point as OT Cookie adds another one to his tally. The Phoenix wall is up. Phil jumping out. He hasn't really found much success so far this game. He's able to find the spike planter. That's good progress, but it's a 2 versus 2 now. The enemy Brimstone on the back of the site right now as both of these attacking players, they're sort of sectioned off inside the site itself, and well, double peak possibilities are available for them as this Phoenix has to pull off some nutty play to try and pull off this clutch, and won't even get the chance.
I thought they should have just called a save there, but they just proved me wrong. Unfortunately, that player towards, I think it was, I'm not sure who it was, but player below the ropes, I think it was Phil, just didn't peek out wide enough to catch the planter in time. And they just got that spike plant, but that definitely could have changed around if he was a little bit more, a little bit faster from that peak.
Yeah.
Well, it's not ready.
Some weapon tossing around.
Switching here, yeah. I mean, if you look at the defense side, we've got we've got an LMG, 2 sheriffs, a Spectre. It's not looking pretty for them. And, unfortunately, 2 quick headshots in the round from opposite sides of the map at mid and B. Phil's going to be forced to use his ult here and play for some info, but it looks like he can't find himself out of the door. Sprays down and he does go down, but luckily he was popped the ult already and slowed and smoked off. There's not much he can do here in the 1v5 situation, and it does look like UEA are going to take this map very easily. I believe in Phil, though. If anyone can do it, never mind. I take
not
it
when
all
you're getting, not when you're getting Sova ulted through a wall and then just getting beat through his mouth.
It's a little bit brutal.
But yeah, UEA able to take that one quite convincingly, 13-5 over Salford, and you can see on the scoreboard OT Cookie doing very well. He was 23-8 there. But as it turns out, he had his team stepping up around him as well, which is always important. There's no massive disparity in terms of the frags on that UEA side, but yes, some promising play coming up for them. They seem pretty structured, pretty methodical in how they were approaching the game, and Salford, not so much. I suppose they were just kind of running into things, hoping for the best, and that's not the way to win these games.
Yeah, F22 had such big impact in the first half of the game, but he kind of dropped off in the second half, which he wasn't really needed for, it turns out. But all around, great game from OT Cookie, Alfie, F22, Dargon, and Maxi. They all did very well there. It was a bit close at the beginning of the game, but once they got the ball rolling, there was just nothing that Salford could do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. The aggressive plays on the defensive side for UEA really paid dividends, as we actually can speak to the top fragger on the UEA side, as we do have OT Cookie in here. If he unmutes himself, that would be absolutely fantastic. But OT, you did very well that game. Just take me through your thoughts.
I mean, good first game. Point and click on the heads, and then we kind of shoot them.
I like the confidence.
I mean, Split. We don't really like Split, but it's probably our map that we've played a lot on because we don't like it. But we were like, let's play it for a challenge. So
that sounds like you have a little bit of a practice regime going. Are you regularly
not really,
just 5?
No. I mean, the 5 isn't set in stone. We're just playing. We haven't played against any other teams or anything. We just playing casual games,
Yeah, well, it's all in good fun. Now, who do you think on your team was the most crucial to winning this game, aside from yourself being the top fragger?
I mean, I feel Dargon always puts in the work and always delivers. My man always kills a lot of people. So, and I think he was playing mid. I don't even know. He usually our mid player. Just holds down mid on split, which is quite important.
Yeah, he had a good smoke usage. I noticed throughout the game. He always seemed to smoke off the enemy and just slow them down a bit. Yeah, big brain plays.
Huge brain.
Yeah, and I just want to say, you actually decided to pick 2 information-based hero agents into this game. Heroes, that's a Dota thing. I play a lot of Dota.
Yeah.
But you picked two information-based agents in Sova, and of course, you also got the Cypher on your side as well. How important was that for you to gain information on a map such as this, where you have actually a lot of close angles and a lot of sort of nifty spots where the defenders can actually, get themselves into position, and the attackers, having to stack up outside these bomb sites sometimes. Those recon bolts from your Sova just really made your life easy.
We had like our A setup. We just get that early recon in over A, and then it gives a lot of info like to where people are playing. It can clear A out really quick,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that in a lot of games, and it's really annoying to deal with because you always have to shoot it out, and you can always get peeked from a player playing lower, and it's just a nuisance, really.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I also noticed your Brimstone on the defensive, just sort of playing around with the top of the top of his own smoke there. That was Dargon just finding frag left, right, and center, because you could see the attacking side actually try to do their own shenanigans over the top of the smoke with the jet boosts and things like that, but they just weren't successful. So your assessment in terms of how important Dargon was in this game is absolutely true, at least from our view, as it seems like he's a very useful player to have in those sorts of positions.
He is. He is. He's just great at the game, honestly. To be fair,
He's
Sign
just
him
good,
up.
bro.
I mean,
Don't do anything
is
about
our. I think he's our dedicated captain. He's the big brain of everything. Tells people
He's the
what to
big shot
do.
caller, is he?
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, thanks for coming for the interview, and good luck in your
Thanks for
future
having me.
games.
In a bit.
Well, there we go. As UEA seemingly very, very confident in their first game against Salford, and that confidence is not misplaced.
Yeah, definitely not misplaced. It was pretty dominant towards the end there, and I feel like Salford's hopes were just a little bit crushed after losing a couple of those ecos that they really should have won, but unfortunately they just didn't have enough rounds in it to persist through it, and unfortunately lost.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be going to a quick break before we get our next game, which will be Exeter versus Hull. So stay tuned for that. This is UK Valorant. This is the UK Valorant 10 mans, and me and Fluffs will be joining you in just a couple of moments. See you then.